Okay, let me pull up this chart. I need to make sure that, my phone charges because it's almost dead right now. How are you guys doing today? We have the full moon in Cancer, and it's actually conjunct to Jupiter in Cancer as well. That being said, Jupiter is exalted in Cancer. Okay. Jupiter represents expansion, it represents abundance, good fortune, it represents luck. So when we're talking about Jupiter in Cancer, that specifically is having to do with growth, okay? Because Cancer is fertile, okay? And Jupiter is about growth and expansion, and Cancer is about roots, is about raising a family, it's about upbringing. So it's a good placement for family. And Cancer is about the heart. It's ruled by the moon, so it's about love and it's about like growth through putting your heart towards something. So that being said, Jupiter being in Cancer is really about putting your heart and your love towards something and seeing it grow as well. Um, that's another reason why you could see it as being exalted in this sign. Also, in Cancer, again, Jupiter is just about growth. Cancer is about things growing, nonstop, if you think about the disease and all that. So, that being said, we're going to be talking about also the fact that this moon is at home, moon rules Cancer and is conjunct to Jupiter. So, this is one of the most powerful types of full moons that we have seen. Okay. All right. Just pulling up the chart and then we'll get into it very shortly. And we'll wait for a few people to get in here, probably the 5 minute mark. And I'll also wait for my phone to charge up a little bit before I put it down and I start to speak and use my hands. But, anyways, how are you guys doing today? I see somebody joined the chat. Welcome to the chat. Um, so, yeah, we're going to be talking about the full moon in Cancer conjunct to Jupiter, which is exalted. That being said, let me know how are you guys doing tonight. Wait, that being said, where's the chat on this? Oh, yeah, I don't know how that works, but I don't really care. It's gonna pop up eventually. Um. So yeah, we're gonna be talking about the full moon in Cancer conjunct to Jupiter, where in this case, Jupiter is exalted because Jupiter is exalted in Cancer. For some reason, I see. Oh, I'm looking at the 2025 chart, so I was seeing Mars there too, and okay, let's update this to the 2026 full moon here on my screen so I can just actually see the January 2026 one. All right. So we'll give it 30 more seconds, then we'll get into what this full moon means through each of the signs. And how is gonna really based on your ascendant, how it's gonna be affecting you. Also, you want to check to which uh planets is this full moon making an aspect to. If it's making a challenging aspect, then this is about growth through challenges. If it's making a positive aspect, this is about growth in regards to that planet. Like if it's making a trine to Saturn, that's a positive aspect to Saturn, that's growth through discipline. Because again, Cancer and Jupiter is really about massive growth, especially growth from investing time, care, or energy towards something over the long term. Okay. And full moon means seeing clarity, seeing results, seeing manifestations from those things. So whatever house that Cancer rules for you, you'll be seeing manifestations and massive growth. That being said, I also need to broadcast this to my WhatsApp group. I just need to share the link real quick. But if I quit this app, it's just gonna end the live stream. So I'm still gonna just go on the website version on my laptop here and share this live stream with my WhatsApp group. But that being said, we have 3 people in the chat. Welcome to the chat, guys. Welcome to the live stream. Let me know which house is 13 degrees Cancer for you. I'll give you the specific breakdown of what this full moon means. Okay, so this is your chance. Okay. That being said, um, I'm just sharing this live stream with my WhatsApp group, just on my computer right now. Yep, yep. Guys, leave a like if you're excited for this exalted Jupiter conjunct to the full moon. Okay. All right. Leave a like. Yeah, leave a like on the video if you're ready to get started and go through what it means through each of the signs, including your sign. But hold on. I just got the link. Now I'm going to share it with my WhatsApp group and then we'll get started. Pretty much middle of Cancer. Live on YouTube. Because similar frequency says, hi, Seri, I need to have a look. Hey, there we go. It's live on my WhatsApp. I'm seeing the link being posted and it's showing the picture and everything. So anyways, I'm going to share this as well in this chat right here. Okay, guys. My God, how... Okay, we went up to 14 viewers. Welcome, guys. We're going to be talking about this exalted Jupiter conjunct to the full moon. We're going to be talking about what the full moon in Cancer means through each of the houses. Of course, as soon as I come in, I appreciate that similar frequencies. Guys, leave a like if you're ready to get into it. All right. I think I'm ready to get into it myself. That being said, let's just go through each of these houses here. (2025, 2026, full moon). So somebody asked, can I have money? All right. This full moon is really going to be showing us abundance as well. It's ruled by Jupiter. Well, it's conjunct to Jupiter. And Jupiter is exalted here. Jupiter is about abundance. So you're in the right place. You just got to know what your ascendant is. And I'll get into what that means in terms of abundance. So let's start with Aries, okay? Actually, yeah. Let's start with Aries rising. So if you have Aries rising, this full moon is happening in your 4th house. Also check, which planets this full moon is making aspects to. So that will tell you whether you're growing, in a challenging way or you're going through a positive aspect in regards to another planet. But 4th house is really about family. It's really about home life. So right now you might be traveling to see family. I wouldn't be surprised during the holiday season if that's what you guys are doing. Um, Also, a family member could be traveling to you, and that's also having to do with Jupiter being retrograde. So somebody like a family member that you used to be in contact with could be getting back into contact with yourself or traveling to you, or you might be returning to your place of childhood, your place of upbringing. So that is if you have this full moon in the fourth house. And again, Jupiter is exalted here. It's about growth as well. So you're going to be seeing growth in regards to your internal life, your emotional life, your family life, and things that you hold dear to yourself, and that you invest a lot of time into, whether that's hobbies, people, or animals that you're upbringing, etc. Um, yeah, funny, like an animal that you're upbringing could go through a growth spurt. A child could just be going through a growth spurt right now, and you just realize how much they've grown. That's another thing. So if you have Leo ascendant, um, wait, hold on, we're talking about Aries, so now we're gonna go to Taurus. Taurus rising. This full moon is happening in your third house, okay, and it's conjunct to this exalted Jupiter, and again, for third house is about communication. Jupiter is about growth. So you're going to be seeing growth through communication. You might be becoming more mature in your communication emotionally, or somebody might become more mature, and you'll mature and have growth through conversations. Another thing about the third house here is it could be about siblings. Like, definitely, you guys are traveling and seeing your siblings at this time that are having this third house placement, or a sibling is returning, especially an older brother. Jupiter is retrograde, and Jupiter represents usually a male older sibling, and retrograde means they're returning. So, um, that being said, in terms of growth, you might be getting growth through your ideas, and you might be getting some sort of like growth in some sort of project that you started. You might be getting growth through a like idea that you dedicated yourself to long term, because Cancer is about dedicating yourself for the like long term. It's about raising a child, raising something, raising an idea, and investing time and energy. It's really opposed to like Capricorn, so it's really related to Saturn and time in that way. It's about long term. Uh, so next, let's talk about Gemini rising. So if you have Gemini rising, this full moon is going to be happening in your second house. All right. So guys, leave a like if you're excited about this full moon. That being said, full moon in the second house is exalted. Moon is exalted in the second house. Jupiter is exalted in Cancer. So this is a good time for you financially. Like, this is a good time for you financially. I'm not even gonna lie, because um literally two people that I know that are in my mentorship privately, they started getting like uh a lot of money, like a lot of payments from their online business. And it was only the people that had second house in Cancer right now that were like just spamming the chat with results. Like, so that being said, um, I'm also, this full moon is happening on January 3rd, guys. I'm also doing a webinar on January 3rd, and it's about financial purpose. And it's about what what you need to be focused on based on the financial indicators in your chart. So I'm going to update the description, and you guys can join that and register for the free webinar on January 3rd, which is on the night of the full moon. Um, Give me one sec. I'm going to update the description. There we go. So there we go. Um, so I think we just went over Taurus rising, right? Um, Now we went over Gemini. You're gonna be seeing the growth, like for Gemini risings, you're gonna be seeing the growth in your finances from uh, your long term actions. So that being said, let's let's go. And also, Cancer is home and land, so you might be seeing growth in your investments in real estate. That being said, the next sign is Cancer. So if you have Cancer ascendant, this full moon is happening in your first house. So this is about personal growth. Like you're gonna be seeing, maybe growth in your physical body. If you go to the gym, if you've been focused on improving yourself and your health, you'll see that. You'll also see a lot of wisdom and emotional maturity manifest itself at this time. Um, that being said, this full moon is also making a trine to the North Node in Pisces. And Pisces is really about spirituality, letting go, and kind of detaching, especially with the South Node being in Virgo, detaching from that and moving towards more, a attitude of faith and having more faith. So a trine between the North Node and the moon will show, right now that like you're having a lot of maturity, a lot of wisdom, and you're kind of leveling up spiritually as well. That's another meaning of Jupiter. That being said, salut, Diopadama, il est anglais. Mais vous savez que je parle français aussi. Je suis en France. But that being said, I just told them I'm in France right now. So I think it's actually showing my live stream to French viewers, which is cool. Um, that being said, guys, if you have the ascendant in Leo, and shout out to my French people in the chat. If you have the ascendant in Leo, this full moon is going in your 12th house. So the 12th house is about spirituality. The 12th house is about your subconscious mind. So you're gonna be having a lot of subconscious growth. A lot of things that you haven't realized we're developing and improving are gonna be like showing themselves at this time. Like behind the scenes, you're gonna be seeing a lot of stuff that you thought was like um, was stagnant or that you forgot about has actually developed. So that old dream that you pursued or that old project or that old thing that you left in the past is now finally showing results. Also, um, in the 12th house, that's about overseas places. So you might be traveling overseas and seeing family members at this time, experiencing a lot of family fulfillment. That's another thing about Cancer. It's about family. And also, the full moon will bring a lot of clarity to family matters. So, a lot of assumptions that you probably made in the past about your family or things that you weren't sure about will be making themselves more clear. And also, Jupiter represents a father figure or somebody from um, like somebody like an older sibling. So, they might be returning into your life and bringing like clarity during this period on on your your family matters. That being said, the next placement or next ascendant we'll be talking about is Virgo. So if you have Virgo ascendant, first of all, you have the South Node in your first house. So that's kind of tough because South Node is what we need to let go of. And right now, it means it's a time for you to kind of take a more passive approach, let go of control, let go of the reins, and kind of let yourself be guided more by, faith and kind of see how other people do things. Other people might have a more um, go with the flow approach to life, and you can learn from that go with the flow approach. And by going with the flow, that means also relying on relationships and friends and other people. So that being said, um, this full moon is happening in your 11th house. So you'll be experiencing growth within your higher goals. You'll be seeing emotional growth in terms of your friendships. You'll be seeing emotional fulfillment through your friendships. And also, 11th house is about the internet, it's about technology, but it's about groups as well. So, like, I feel like people that have this full moon in their 11th house, which is Virgo rising, they're gonna be having large, gatherings with friends for the holidays, um, and they're just overall gonna experience, fulfillment through reconnecting with friends, especially a friend that you see as like a mentor, as an older sibling, um, stuff like that. So that being said, oh yeah, 11th house is streams of income. So with this full moon happening in your 11th house, you'll be seeing a lot of growth when it comes to your streams of income. Um, so that's cool as well. Now, the next thing, t'as quel âge? I'm 26 years old. That being said, let's go into Libra. So if you have Libra ascendant, um, that being said, Libra ascendant, this means this full moon is happening in your 10th house. And welcome everybody to the chat. We're going over what this full moon means, by the way, in Cancer, conjunct to uh, Jupiter. So, that being said, uh, I'm also doing a webinar. So, on the night of the full moon, which is January 3rd, I'll be going over your financial astrology, and I'll be going over uh, basically financial indicators in the chart and how to find your financial purpose. So you can join up and register at the link below. And that being said, if you have this full moon happening in your 10th house, this is about career growth. So again, moon in Cancer is at home and it's conjunct to Jupiter, which is exalted. So Jupiter represents expansion, it represents growth. So in the 10th house, this is about your goals, your career, your public image. So you'll be seeing the results from that. You'll be seeing more clarity um, from those areas as well. Like if you've been investing time towards, growing your success, growing your career, you'll actually be seeing the delayed results from that. That being said, this full moon is also making a trine to the North Node, as I said, in Pisces. So right now, with that, you know, Pisces represents faith. Pisces represents letting go. Pisces represents having a go with the flow attitude. So stop trying to control things, and things will go better for you with North Node in Pisces. Right now, going with the flow is going to give you a lot more certainty when it comes to your future and your career, and things will start to illuminate themselves. So that being said, the next uh the next sign is Scorpio. So if you have Scorpio ascendant, this full moon is happening in your ninth house. So ninth house is representing travel. It represents education. It represents as well faith, beliefs, ideologies. So right now, this is going to be a time of really strong faith, especially because Jupiter is transiting through your ninth house. So it's at home there and is exalted there. So you're having a lot of certainty and conviction in your beliefs, and that everything happens for a reason, and that you're going on the right path. And right now, everybody should be following in your footsteps and following um, kind of your advice, because you have a lot of momentum and certainty about the direction things are going, and that will be very clear during this time. That being said, the full moon is making a trine again to the North Node and Pisces, which is happening in your fifth house. So it's time for you to take the spotlight more, Scorpio rising. Like, you need to be seen more. You need to be a spiritual leader right now. You need to be sharing your beliefs and your thoughts, and Like people are going to feel very convinced and very enlightened by what you can share, even though you're typically more behind the scenes and you're more of a hidden influence. So um, leave a like, guys, if you're excited for this full moon in Cancer that's happening on January 3rd. It's also conjunct to Jupiter. So that's really about abundance, expansion, and financial growth as well. So that's why I'm doing a financial indicators webinar, and the link to register for that on the full moon and to access it on the full moon is in the description. Um, now, all right, let's talk about. And by the way, guys, let me know, what is your ascendant? What is your ascendant sign? Where's this full moon happening for you in your chart? If you let me know your ascendant, then I'll be able to tell you exactly, how it's affecting your chart. That being said, we have a lot of French people in the chat. Nice. So let's talk about Sagittarius rising. Look, if you have Sagittarius ascendant, this full moon is happening in your eighth house. So like this is a period of transformation for you. You'll be seeing a lot of inner growth through transforming and upgrading yourself. Um, in addition, Gemini ascendant. Keisha said Gemini ascendant. Yes, ma'am. Yes, ma'am. Yes, ma'am. Excited for the webinar. Yep. It's crazy. I didn't even plan for it to be on a Jupiter conjunction full moon. But it is about maximizing your financial astrology, using your astrology to go ahead and know exactly what your purpose is meant to be and how you're meant to be making money and attain financial and time freedom. So that being said, that's what I'm all about. And next, um, let's talk about we said ascendant in Sagittarius. So again, eighth house is about a transformation. And oh, okay, I see somebody. Zeriko is a Pisces rising. I'm sure. I'm sure. Okay, we'll get into that actually very soon. You guys are last, unfortunately, because we started with Aries. Okay. Um, very nice to see all the different signs in here. Um, guys, leave a like if you're a Pisces ascendant. Leave a like for Pisces. Do I know stray kids? No, I don't. I don't know stray kids. Okay. Back on topic. Back on topic. Okay, Sagittarius rising. You guys have this full moon happening in your eighth house. It's trine to the north node, of course, in Pisces. So spirituality, going with the flow, letting go of control is all gonna help you go through that transformation that's positive and that is gonna lead to growth right now. Um, what else about this? Trying to Well, Jupiter is trying to Saturn as well, but we won't go into all of that just yet. Um, that being said, eighth house is about the occult. Eighth house is about astrology. So you might be diving deeper into the occult. Seeing more uh, hidden truths about the world, seeing more, learning more stuff about what's hidden and what's been behind the scenes as well. So that being said, the next placement or next ascendant, I should say, is Capricorn rising. So, Capricorn rising, you guys have this full moon happening in your seventh house, and that's having to do with relationships. That's having to do with other people and how they affect your life. So, other people right now might be affecting your life, showing you a lot of love, a lot of affection, and you might be experiencing a lot of fulfillment through relationships with family members. I know I had a great holiday season already, a great Christmas, and connected with some family members that I hadn't seen in a long time, and it was a very fulfilling experience. So that's Cancer um, energy, and so in the seventh house, yeah, that's also relationships and maybe things deepening in terms of your relationships and in terms of your partnerships, um, and just seeing a lot of growth in your relationships right now or through them. You might be opening up as well, like being able to be more vulnerable in your relationships. Um, okay, so next, let's talk about Aquarius ascendant. So if you have Aquarius rising, first of all, I need you to leave a like if you're an Aquarius rising. And if you're Aquarius ascendant or rising, basically, this full moon is happening in your sixth house. So sixth house is having to do with productivity. So you're going to be seeing a lot of growth when it comes to your productivity and to the things that you've been consistent at. Also, you're going to be seeing improvements, massive improvements in your health. You're going to be seeing improvements when it comes to your habits. And when it comes to how you organize your life, is going to start to show great results right now. Uh, this this full moon is making a trine to the North Node in Pisces, which is in your second house. So right now, you need to have faith with your resources and with your finances, and you need to have faith that if you take actions in the right direction, that the money will come. That's how you need to have faith right now if you're an Aquarius rising. And because it's making a trine to your sixth house, you just need to be focused on your habits and on your actions that are going to take you to your goal if you just keep doing them. So if that means, getting in great shape is your goal, that means continuing to go to the gym, continuing to do your routines. If that means succeeding in your business or in your entrepreneurship, that means continuing to post content online, continuing to work on your products, continuing to reach out to potential clients. Keep going with your habits at this time, and you will see a lot of growth. That being said, next, finally, I should say, we have Pisces ascendant. If you're a Pisces, like this video. So if you are a Pisces, this is your time right now, and we're gonna be talking about what this full moon means inside of your fifth house. So right now, Pisces are gonna be taking the limelight. So right now, you're gonna be seeing a lot of growth through being the center of things and attracting or claiming attention to yourself. Okay. So even though you're usually behind the scenes, you might be shy or you might like hide yourself. Now is a time where you're going to be experiencing the most growth through making yourself the center of things or accepting being the center of things. Okay. And we have a few chats here. I see Cattle Heart said that she's Taurus rising. So this full moon is happening in her third house. So Cattle Heart, if you're still there, we talked about that earlier. But basically, communication and information might come to you that causes you to grow. Um, Keisha, you can get a reading with me by emailing serithelover@gmail.com. Serithelover@gmail. It's exactly how it sounds. Or you can join and register for the webinar below in the link, and it will take you to a WhatsApp group where I will be in it, so you can message me directly there. Um, that being said, um, if you have Pisces ascendant, again, it's in your fifth house, and you have the North Node in your first house. So this is a time where you're meant to find yourself. You're meant to become a leader, and you're going through a lot of hard stuff right now. Um, you're going because Saturn is in your first house, and so like you've had experiences where you really had to discipline yourself, and you were kind of forced to because of challenges. So it made you a more disciplined person. And also, you have Neptune in your first house right now, and it's about to enter Aries as well in January at some point. Um, so with Neptune being in your first house, like you've been really enlightened, you've been really spiritual lately, um, and you've been really in alignment, okay? Because that's your chart ruler in your first house. Now, all these signs, all these planets, I mean, are making a trine to Jupiter and the moon in your fifth house. So right now, you'll be seeing a lot of growth in your confidence. You'll be expressing yourself more. You're gonna be having a lot of fun during this holiday season because Cancer is family as well. Fifth house is fun and pleasure. And children as well. You might be giving birth, or you can have somebody in your family giving birth at this time. A new child coming into the picture, or it could be announced, something like that, because full moons means clarity. So it doesn't always mean somebody's born right on the full moon, but it could be announced. So that that being said, Jupiter retrograde also can return a father figure or an older sibling. So that could be a very fulfilling thing. And um, yeah, right now, mentorship and following an older sibling or a guidance figure will give you the confidence that you're looking for in yourself. And you're going to be seeing how much worth that you have to other people right now. You're going to be seeing how people notice you and what makes you stand out um, during this full moon period. So that's pretty much uh, all of the signs here. If you guys enjoyed and it was accurate, smash the like button. I just want to thank you guys for attending. And last but not least, the full moon in Cancer is happening on January 3rd, guys, conjunct to Jupiter. So this is about abundance, this is about growth, and a lot of fulfillment in your home life and in your family. So I'll give you guys some extra hints that stayed all the way to the end. If you stayed all the way to the end, I'm going to tell you extra things that you can find out about this in your chart. Just look at which house that Jupiter rules for you. So which house is in Sagittarius in your chart, and that will be experiencing a lot of growth. Which house is in Pisces as well. So that's pretty much it. We're going to wrap it up here. And click the link below to join my financial purpose webinar that I'm doing on the full moon in Cancer on January 3rd. That's the registration link. And yeah, so I'm going to leave a little minute for any last comments here. Does anyone have any questions about their chart and how the full moon is going to be affecting them? If so, you can leave it and I'll take a look real quick. But let's read some comments. Okay. Thank you, Sari. You're very welcome. Similar frequencies. Thank you. Okay. You're very welcome, Cattle Heart. Keisha, you're welcome. And we had some French people as well in the in today's live stream. A lot of French people. Salut, bonjour. Je m'appelle Seri. Thank you for linking the webinar. Yeah, for sure. For sure. I'm in France right now, so it's showing my live stream to a lot of French people. Ça me montre à beaucoup de Français. So that's usually I'm in America, so that explains, why there's a lot of French people in the chat. All right, guys, I'm going to wrap up this live stream here. Again, like and subscribe for more videos like this and for more live streams if you enjoyed, and we'll talk soon. Peace.